Welcome to the Hustler's Corner podcast. I am your host, Emeka Menakaya. I'm an actor, entrepreneur, and a student of self-development. On each episode, my purpose is to bring you an inspiring message that supports your journey for growth in life. My intent is to leave you feeling empowered and motivated to push through any obstacles in pursuit of your goals and dreams. I'm grateful for your time with me today, so let's get started. Welcome everyone to episode 6 of the Hustler's Corner podcast. I am your host, Emeka Menakaya. I want to thank you for making the time to listen to this episode. I truly appreciate it. Also, thank you for all the feedback and support received thus far. I'm humbled to hear that you are enjoying the podcast episodes and the message that's being delivered. I will continue to look for ways to improve the podcast. That way you're receiving content that is valuable to you. Before we get into today's area of focus, I also want to say thank you to those of you that have already subscribed to the podcast. And if you haven't done so already, you can subscribe either through iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. That way you get a notification when a new episode is released. And for the latest news and updates, please follow us on Instagram at the Hustler's Corner Podcast and like our page on Facebook as well. Now, our focus for today is on faith versus fear. And I'm sure these are concepts that we are all familiar with. However, I'm going to dive a little deeper into both with the intent to create a better understanding and clarity for us all, including myself. Now, regardless of your views on religion, whether you believe in God or not, or your spiritual beliefs or lack thereof, one thing we all have in common is our spirit. And how we choose to feed our spirit depends largely in part on how we choose to live our lives. By choosing to live our lives either by faith in ourselves, God, or the universe, or choosing to live from a place of fear, our choices and actions will undoubtedly influence the outcome and quality of our lives. So let's begin with the concept of fear. Now, there have been modern definitions of fear, such as false evidence appearing real, or face everything and rise, which I absolutely love, because they both describe fear from a position of strength and encouragement. But we also have to be aware of the contextual meaning of fear. So here's the dictionary's definition. An unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat, whether the threat is real or imagined. So right off the bat, we can see that the concept of fear also ties directly into our belief system. Now, fear is a human emotion that is triggered by a perceived threat. It's also our basic survival instinct that signals the body to respond to danger with a fight or flight response, which is an essential part of keeping us safe. When we come in contact with danger and fear kicks in, the brain releases hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, which causes blood to flow from the heart and out towards the extremities, preparing our arms and legs for action. Because danger is real, but fear is a choice. For example, if you're like me and you come across a snake, then you know to run in the opposite direction. I just can't stand snakes. I don't care if it's the greenest snake there is. Not me. I'm out of there. I respect myself, please. Now, I know some of you are listening like, but Emeka, snakes are cool. Yeah, sure. Let me go with a different example. You go camping with your friends, or you're on a safari, and you're asleep in your tent, but you hear the growls from what sounds like a bear or a lion coming from outside. Yeah, that's danger. Because our lives are at stake. It is tangible and it is real. Now, fear, on the other hand, largely depends on how we choose to perceive what we view as harmful or a threat, thus becoming a choice. Most of our fears are created by us and exist in our minds alone, never becoming real. Similar to limiting beliefs, right? We adopt a sense of resistance to life, doubting ourselves and our abilities, and thereby not manifesting the lives that we desire. Here's one of my favorite quotes on fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your plain small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson, A Course in Miracles. So, what are you afraid of? You may not consider yourself to be a fearful person. And I'm not talking about being afraid of heights or the dark or phobias aside. Are there things that you absolutely cringe at the thought of? Is it failure, commitment, death, losing someone? Fear is controlling, and because we are afraid of how things may turn out, we try to control everything in our lives. As a result, fear invites self-doubt, causes resistance and inaction, and also weakens our immune system. That feeling in your solar plex area, your stomach, that causes an uneasiness and discomfort every time we feel afraid or feel threatened. Yeah, I hate that feeling as well. Now here are some of the effects of fear. Fear prevents us from trying new things and having new experiences, thus creating doubt and limitations for ourselves. Fear steals our peace and contentment. When we're always afraid, our lives become centered on pessimism and gloom. Fear stifles our thoughts and actions. It creates indecisiveness and results in stagnation. Fear can lead to destructive habits as well. To numb the pain of overbearing distress and anxiety, some may turn to things like drugs and alcohol for artificial relief. And fear causes discomfort, pain, nausea, or tiredness, thus weakening our immune system. These are some of the side effects fear can have on our lives, but only if we allow ourselves to live from a place of fear, lack, and limitation. Now let's look at the concept of faith and what it truly means when we say have faith. Starting with the definition. A complete trust or confidence in someone or something, an absolute belief that what you expect in faith will come to pass, or a belief in the unseen. In other words, it becomes so tangible that you now possess it. Faith is the direct opposite of fear. It is a deep knowing that something is true to you. Although there may not be any physical evidence to show, it's beyond having positive thoughts or beliefs. Faith carries action. For example, if you truly believe that you are going to relocate to a new country or place, wouldn't you start packing? Faith will guide your life rather than control it, as fear can. The deep knowledge of truth assures you that even though things may not be, going as planned, in the end, the outcome will be just as you imagined it. In all that we do, we must have faith and trust in ourselves. This builds our confidence. And here's one of my favorite quotes on faith. We all know this one. Faith is taking the first step when you don't see the whole staircase. Martin Luther King Jr. I love that one. So you don't have to see the whole picture to believe. You must first believe you can do it, then make your move, and as you push forward, the universe and life will support you, and providence will follow. Faith is surrendering to the process and trusting and believing that everything will be fine. Be still and know that I am God. That's from Psalm 46 verse 10. It's hard for me to talk about faith without quoting the Bible because of my Christian upbringing. Even though today I identify myself as spiritual, there's still a lot of good to reference in the Bible. So if you're constantly working to overcome your fears and build your faith, you will begin to enjoy your life even more. It won't happen overnight, that's for sure. But after a while, you will have more confidence and feel more free. So don't just have positive thoughts. Take action with your faith and don't allow fear to control your life. Here's something to remember. Doubt is resistance. Faith is surrender. Worry is resistance. Joy is surrender. Control is resistance. Allowing is surrender. Ridicule is resistance. Believing is surrender. Jen Sincero, author. Now, lastly, I'm going to share a few tips that we can implement in our lives so we can start living life by faith and not by fear. And here are just a few of them. Number 1, acceptance. Accept yourself for who you are today and where you are in your life, without any judgments or criticism. Love yourself and forgive yourself and others for things that have happened in the past. All transformation and miracles occur once you have accepted yourself as is. That's the first one. Second tip, let go. Let go of trying to control the outcome and the need to know just how things will turn out. Set your intention and be detached from the outcome. You don't need anything. You're already whole and complete. The third tip, be open to new possibilities. Take a deep breath in and surrender to new possibilities. Be open to new experiences. Don't cling on past thoughts or beliefs. That's your ego not wanting to relinquish control. So always be open to what life has to offer you, and you'll welcome opportunities and gifts far greater than your mind could create for you. Remember, life is happening for you, not to you. Here's the fourth tip. Feel the fear and do it anyways. The moment you feel fear, you should still take action, because by doing so, you push your boundaries of your beliefs and comfort zone. And this will help build your confidence in yourself and faith. So trust yourself in moments of fear. Feel the fear and do it anyways. The next tip, connect to your source of power. You are one with your source of power, which is God. This power lives within you. There is no separation from it. Some might struggle with this concept because of the conditioning of religion, which depicts God as this idol to worship outside of the body. But God exists everywhere and in every living thing. Only when we drop our ego can we truly be connected to our source and truly live life from a place of love, joy, and abundance. Now the last tip, be quiet. There are so many distractions in life that create and influence the noise we hear in our heads. But how can we truly connect to our source and be in tune with that still small voice in our hearts if we do not practice stillness or quietness? Now, quietness can look in multiple forms. It can look like meditation, prayer, or simply sitting still. You can also experience quietness while taking a bath or just even going for a walk without listening to music with headphones. Just taking the time to breathe and enjoy the moment. It's important that we take time in our daily lives to experience moments of quietness. This allows us to reset and listen to our own guidance system. So in closing, I want to encourage each and every one of you to strive to live by faith and not by fear. We are more powerful than we realize. Our fears have no control over us if we choose to live by faith. Most of our fears exist in our minds and are not even real. So practice the tips that I shared with you. Be more accepting of yourself, let go, be open to new possibilities, feel the fear and do it anyways, connect to your source of power, and make time to experience moments of quietness. Because when we truly live our lives by faith and not by fear, that's when we'll start to experience the wonderful miracles of life. Hey guys, that's our time for today. I want to thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please share this episode with at least 3 to 5 people or anyone you think needs to hear it. And if you'd like to get the show notes from today's episode, you can go to the website, www.thehustlerscorner.com, and click on the episodes tab at the top of the page. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and tune into next week's episode. It's going to be a good one. I hope you have a blessed week, and I wish you success in all your goals and dreams. Thank you, and one love.